Share this with champions. Manchester City will be presented with the Premier League trophy after Sunday's game against Huddersfield. But will the Terriers be in the top flight to play them again next season? BBC Sport football expert Mark Lawrenson is not sure, saying, "Huddersfield are in a pretty perilous position and it is hard to see things improving for them against a City side that want to break records as well as win trophies. I thought the Terriers would be okay, but they play Chelsea and Arsenal in their final 2 games after this one, and it is hard to see them picking up another point." Lawro is making predictions for all 380 top-flight games this season, against a variety of guests. This week he takes on singer James Bay. Bay is from Hitchin in Hertfordshire but supports Newcastle because of one man, Alan Shearer. He explained, "When I was 6, Alan played for Newcastle, and that was it, really. I grew up in a town that is sort of near teams like Arsenal and Tottenham, but not near enough for me to feel like that was my club. And in the middle of the 1990s, Newcastle were up there, and Shearer had just signed for them. For that reason alone, myself and my brother as well were just like, he is the man, so Newcastle is the team." The pair are now friends, and Bay played for Shearer's team in September 2017 in a charity match to raise money for people affected by the Grenfell Tower fire. They also watched the Magpies lose against Fulham at the end of last season in the former England captain's executive box at St James Park. "Initially we met in a social media exchange where I said I'm a fan and he said I'm a fan too, and I was like, oh, thanks. He just invited me to a game, which was really kind of him, and we have sort of stayed in touch. We have hung out a few times which, for the 6-year-old me of the past, was amazing. That lad is losing his mind. A correct result, picking a win, draw or defeat, is worth 10 points. The exact score earns 40 points. All kickoffs 1500 hours BST unless otherwise stated. Brighton v Man United, 2000 hours BST. Brighton got a draw at Burnley last week that took them to 37 points, and I think they are safe. Another point would probably make certain of that. But they are up against a Manchester United team who are playing for their places in the FA Cup final. Media playback is not supported on this device. That is great for United manager Jose Mourinho because his side are nailed on to finish second, but they cannot take their foot off the pedal because he can just say to them, "Prove to me why I have to pick you for Wembley." With trips to Manchester City and Liverpool their remaining fixtures after the weekend, the Seagulls might not get another point this season. But if you had offered 17th place to Brighton boss Chris Hughton in August, he would have taken it. If they do stay up, they will be even stronger next season. They are already quite strong defensively, but if they bring in some more creativity over the summer, then that would increase their chances of getting more away points, and they should be comfortable. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 Bay's prediction. Let's be honest, Jose Mourinho has had a rocky road, but he is doing all right. Brighton have still got something about them, but I reckon United will steal the points. 1-2 Stoke v Crystal Palace. 12:30 BST. Palace are essentially safe after beating Leicester 5-0 last week, and I think Eagles boss Roy Hodgson is a contender for Manager of the Year. Hodgson took charge after 4 games when they did not have a point or a goal to their name, and took another 3 matches to get off the mark. He has done an excellent job, despite not being able to strengthen too much in January, and Wilfried Zaha has played a big part in that. He is a match winner and, although a few other clubs have players like that, it is far harder to be that sort of player when you are at a club near the bottom of the league. Zaha has always had the ability, but he now has an end product too, and you could argue that he is more important to Palace than any other individual to another Premier League club. Stoke picked up a really good point at Liverpool last time out and nearly nicked all 3 when Ryan Shawcross was just unable to turn the ball home from close range. That is the Potters' problem, though. They nearly pinched a win but they didn't score. This weekend I think it might be different. Palace know they are safe, and if there is any sort of drop-off in their performance, it will make a massive difference. Stoke have not exactly been free-flowing going forward, but this is their last home game of the season and they will throw everything at the Eagles. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Bay's prediction, 0-1 Bournemouth v Swansea. Bournemouth lost at Southampton last week and their results have fallen away quite badly in the past couple of months. The same could be said of Swansea in the past few weeks. They have hit the buffers really badly, and have forgotten how to win at a crucial time of the season. So both teams are out of form, but it is the Cherries I am backing to return to winning ways here. Whether I am right or not, Swansea's season will surely go to the wire. They finished their season with games against Southampton and Stoke and, although their fate will be in their own hands, I don't think they will be out of trouble going into the final day. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 Bay's prediction, 2-0 Leicester v West Ham. The Vultures are circling around Leicester boss Claude Puel and he desperately needs a home win before the end of the season. His side have not managed that in the league since the middle of January. Media playback is not supported on this device. I am surprised about that because the Foxes should be doing better with what they have got. They should be up the table, challenging Burnley. And while the manager is the one under pressure, it is the players who have underachieved. West Ham got turned over by Manchester City last week and Hammers boss David Moyes fell out with Andy Carroll when he went back to the dressing room during the game after being an unused substitute. Moyes was quite right in my opinion, because that is an insult to your teammates. What sort of person does that, let alone Carroll, who is so injury prone that you might only get 15 starts out of him a season. Lawro's prediction, 2-1 base prediction. Both of these sides are capable of scoring some goals. 3-1 Watford v Newcastle. Watford actually played quite well in their defeat by Tottenham last week, but they have now gone 7 games without a win. Newcastle lost at home to West Brom and it is a bit like they are on the beach since they hit the 40-point mark. It's very difficult for Magpies manager Rafael Benitez to change that because, deep down, he will know they are safe and it is job done. The players will know it too, and the thing about the Premier League is that, if you are not quite in it, you get turned over. That is why I am backing Watford here. Media playback is not supported on this device. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 base prediction, 0-2. In many respects I am very happy with the way the season has gone. We have stayed in the Premier League. But there are definitely some other changes that I want to see at the club, which is what the rest of our fans are saying as well. Rafa Benitez has done a fantastic job with a club owner who will not give him a chance financially. He is the bright light, the hope, for the club at the moment, but he needs more money to spend. West Brom v Tottenham. We have not called West Brom in form for a while, but the results just keep coming for the Baggies under caretaker boss Darren Moore. There is speculation that player power is the reason Puel's job is under threat at Leicester, but it appears that it played its part in Alan Pardew's struggles as Baggies boss too. What other conclusion could you possibly draw from their upturn in form since Pardew left? Moore has done brilliantly, but you have to be very careful before you give him the job permanently. His situation now is very different to how it would be in the summer, because at the moment there is absolutely no pressure on him or his team. Media playback is not supported on this device. This is where the Baggies' revival ends, though. They need to win to have any chance of staying up, but I see them being beaten by Tottenham. Spurs are almost certain of a top 4 place after their win against Watford on Monday, and they will be home and hosed if they win this game too. Lawro's prediction, 0-2 base prediction, 0-4 Everton v Southampton. 17:30 BST. Southampton got a great win over Bournemouth on Saturday, which was their first home league victory since they beat Everton 4-1 at St Mary's in November. David Unsworth was still in charge of the Toffees then, and a lot has changed for them since. There could be more changes in the summer depending on what happens to Sam Allardyce, but, unlike the Saints, they are not in any danger of the drop. In fact, they are probably going to finish 8th. Meanwhile, Southampton are scrapping for their lives. They badly need a win to help them climb out of the bottom 3, but I don't think they will get it. Lawro's prediction, 1-1 base prediction, 3-0 Man City v Huddersfield, 13:30 BST. City left it really late when they beat Huddersfield 2-1 in November through a Raheem Sterling goal. Media playback is not supported on this device, but I don't see it being anywhere as near as tight this time. City are flying and the handbrake is off. They are just having a great end to the season and they are battering everybody. Lawro's prediction, 4-0 base prediction, 4-0 Arsenal v Burnley, 16:30 BST. This is Arsene Wenger's last home game as Arsenal boss, and I am sure he will get the fantastic send-off he deserves after 22 years in charge. I am not being funny, but if you are a Gunners fan and you go to this game and you boo him, then there is something wrong with you. Everyone is entitled to moan, I get that, and I understand why some of them wanted him out. But if you consider what he has done for that football club, then doing anything remotely negative on Sunday would be absolutely pathetic. We know Burnley will make things difficult for them, but I think Wenger will sign off with a win too. They have had some poor results this season, but their home record has been pretty good. Lawro's prediction, 2-0 base prediction, Burnley have had a great season. I have been impressed and surprised by them, but, if Arsenal play it right, I reckon they will win comfortably. 3-1 Chelsea v Liverpool, 16:30 BST. Chelsea can still catch Liverpool and make the top 4, but I don't see it happening. Even if the Reds lose this game, they have got a much better goal difference and they would still only need to beat Brighton at Anfield on the final day of the season to make sure of finishing at least 4th. I don't think Sunday will be plain sailing for Liverpool because their Champions League semi-final in Rome will have taken a lot out of them. It is not so much the physical side of things, more how that game was emotionally draining and they probably will not recover mentally in time. The way they played, I was drained just watching it in the Stadio Olimpico. So, I am going to go for a draw, which would be enough for Jurgen Klopp's side. and leave Chelsea trying to salvage something from their season in the FA Cup final. Lawro's prediction: 1-1 base prediction, 2-1. Lawro was speaking to BBC Sports' Chris Bevan. From last week's Premier League games, Lawro got 5 correct results, including 2 perfect scores, from 10 matches for a total of 110 points. He beat singer Plan B, who got 4 correct results, including 1 perfect score, for a total of 70 points. Shows weeks where Lawro had more than one guest, and only the highest score contributed to the guest total. Shows weeks where guest total does not include all rearranged games. Lawro's best score, 170 points, week 30 v Arnie and Justin from the Vaccines. Lawro's worst score, 40 points, week 4 v Human Yora and Bell, week 5 v Non-Stanford, week 21 v Darren Campbell and week 23 v Sharich and Baines. Share this with